How's it going out there, YouTuber? Cyberneticshark here with another new movie review for you. So let's get right into this review and see what I saw. So today I had the pleasure of finally catching an awesome movie that came out at the beginning of October. That is a sequel to an amazing 1980s film. And that is Blade Runner 2049. Now, Blade Runner 2049, like I said, is a sequel to the 1982 Blade Runner, starring the awesome Harrison Ford. Now, this awesome sequel is just stunningly amazing and actually quite long, but at the same time, even though it's almost 3 hours long, it was still so entertaining, so amazing, and so well constructed for, 30 years in the making to make this movie come out. But like I said, this film is just an awesome, amazing, and, just a very well visually done film. Now, this film is directed by Mr. Denis Villeneuve. Now, Denis Villeneuve we recognize as the director of such films that starred Hugh Jackman, Prisoners with Jake Gyllenhaal, which was a very interesting film. One of his first films that it's kind of good, but at the same time it's kind of boring to an extent, but at the same time it's still not that bad of a film. Another awesome film that he directed was another Jake Gyllenhaal film that came out in 2014, I believe, and that is called Enemy, where basically Jake Gyllenhaal finds out that he has basically like a twin, and he's trying to discover who this person is and why does he look exactly like him, basically. I haven't had a chance to see it, but I heard it's really good. But Denis Villeneuve made an amazing film. He just directed this so well conceived, and the writing was just pitch perfect. It was so wonderful to see that the original writers of the original movie came back as the writers for this film and just made such an amazing and awesome sequel that, like I said, is 30 years in the making. Now, Dennis did an amazing job with everyone involved, all the actors, the visual effects, the timing, everything about the film was just so well conceived, and he just did an amazing job. Now, this film has a great cast and a few returning from the original film. Now, of course, we have from the original film that's back in this film that has a substantial part, but not in the majority of the film, is Mr. Harrison Ford himself. Now, of course, Harrison Ford we've seen in a ton of movies over the years. Lots of great films, such as Witness, which is an amazing film. He also played Jack Ryan in the Patriot Games film, or also Clear and Pleasant Danger. He also was in another great film that I really enjoyed and thought was probably one of his best in the late 90s, and that's Air Force One, which I think is just a really fun film with Gary Oldman in it. And Harrison Ford was just awesome in that. But Harrison Ford coming back as Rick Deckard in Blade Runner 2049 was fun to see. We can see how much he's aged since the last movie, 30 years, has gone by. But at the same time, he still looks amazing. It's just awesome to have him back as that character. His character was an amazing acting feat for him in the original film. And though this one was no less or any less great than his original performance. He was amazing in his brief part in the film and just was well-conceived characterization of Rick Deckard and just a nice continuation of that character. We also have in the film another awesome actor that I just think everything he's in, he's just amazing and just an all-around awesome actor. And that's Mr. Ryan Gosling himself. Now, Ryan Gosling is just, like I said, amazing actor, but he is so awesome in this film. But he's been in a few other films that I think are really amazing films that I don't feel he gets enough credit for. Particularly one that I've seen that I think is really amazing and just an awesome film. And that is Murder by Numbers, which I think is just an awesome film with Sandra Bullock. He just was so awesome in it. And it was one of his earlier roles where he's just kind of like, coming into his acting ability and kind of showing off how talented he really is. And he just did an amazing job in that film. Another one that I really enjoyed him in was a film with Anthony Hopkins called Fracture, which was a really fun film. And he just was awesome in the film. He just did such an amazing job. And Anthony Hopkins just, accentuated that awesome acting performance in the film and really made it just all fun. But Ryan Gosling in Blade Runner 2049 is amazing. He was so intense, so amazing, and just so likable. and you're rooting for him through the whole film, and you're like, come on, show some emotion, come on, be more human than you are, you know. It was an amazing feat, and he did a great job, and I really enjoyed his new character to the Blade Runner trilogy, or the Blade Runner franchise, I should say. And he really worked well with the other characters. I mean, you really felt that he was really thinking he was in 2049 and this, replicant, and that he was this character, K. And you're amazed by him. He's just such an awesome actor. We also have in the film another awesome cameo by an actor that was in the original film, and that's Mr. Edward James Olmos. Now, Edward James Olmos has been in a ton of films over the years, and so his brief little cameo as the same character that he was in the original film was very fun to see. Even though it wasn't a super long scene, it was probably maybe 2 minutes long, it still was fun to see him. And Edward James Olmos is just an awesome actor, I think. And he always plays really good bad guys. And it was fun to see him in this, this short cameo type of role, and just being, a little different than his, other roles he's been in. And so it was fun to see him in the film. We also have in the film an amazing and gorgeous actress, Miss Anis Diarama. Now, she is just an amazing actress, and she has been in so many awesome films, and just blows me away with how much of a chameleon she plays. Now, Anna does just an amazing job in the film, but a couple films I feel that she really showed her acting chops to begin with were such films as the 2015 film with Keanu Reeves, Knock Knock, where she plays kind of like a sadistic psycho kind of person. It was a really interesting role, and it really showed you her acting ability. She also was in another great film that I thought was a decent film and wasn't too bad, and that's the autobiographical film War Dogs with Jonah Hill and Miles Teller. She actually plays Miles Teller's character's wife in the film. And she was really decent in that role too, and it's funny to see how popular she's become and just how awesome she is as an actress. And so her character in Blade Runner 2049 was really awesome, and you just felt her, like her sincerity in the film, and that she really loved Kay, and that, even though she was this artificial intelligence, she still was like almost so human-like. So, I mean, it was a really awesome role and a great character for the film. We also have in the film another cameo that was done by CGI work from original frames and photos from the original film, and that is of Sean Young. Now, Sean Young was in the original as the character Rachel, and in this film, she actually kind of plays a part in the film. And so they ended up using some of the archival footage from the original film and CGIing her into the film to kind of bring her story to a rest, and to kind of give you an idea of what happened to her and Decker after the end of the first film, which I thought was a really awesome way of, concluding it, or to, give you information of what's happened in that past 30 years. But the CGI work they did was amazing, and you really thought Sean Young was there. I thought it was really awesome. It was a great addition to the film, I feel. We also have in the film another great actress that hasn't really done much stuff over here in America, but has done a lot of stuff in her native land of the Netherlands. And that is Miss Sylvia Hoeks. Now, like I said, she really hasn't... This is like her first English film, and I thought she was a really good bad guy character in the film. She was very realistic, very interesting, and she had almost like this deadpan, like, bad guy, stare to her, and this persona, and she just was a really great addition to the film. Fortunately, the other films that she's done, like I said, are foreign films, and none of them, I don't think, have come actually over to America for us to watch, because majority of them are in Norwegian language, or German, or other, foreign languages. And it's too bad that none of those other films I've gotten seen, but I feel now that I've seen her in this that I might check those out and see if those are any good. But she definitely is a decent actress, and I'm looking forward to seeing her more if she ends up in more films over here. We also have in film Miss Robin Wright. Now, of course, Robin Wright we know from the show on Netflix called House of Cards, where she's played the main other, actor to Kevin Spacey's character in the show. Also, though, Miss Robin Wright is also known for another film that is considered a drama hit, for its time, and that's A Message in the Bottle, which I haven't seen, but I heard that it was a very like teary type of film. But I do know that she's in it, and she plays one of the main characters along with Kevin Costner. It's just an interesting film, they said. That's another one a lot of people associate her with, besides Princess Bride, Unbreakable, Forrest Gump, of course, is Jenny. But at the same time, Robin Wright was actually pretty decent in this film. I really enjoyed her in it. She played a really good like boss character, and you kind of hate her, but then at the same time you kind of root for her towards the end because she like kind of pulls through and like is kind of good, and you're like, oh, okay, you're just trying to do your job, etc., etc. But at the same time, she just was a really well added character that really brought the plot together and really made the film more enjoyable. We also have the film, and another type of cameo small role, is that Mr. Awesome, Mr. Dave Bautista himself, who is just amazing. I absolutely love this guy. His role in this film, even though it was so small and short, was so amazing. His expressions in just that one scene was just so powerful, and I feel he should be doing a lot more acting because he's just so good at it. I mean, I really feel that little performance was worth an Oscar, is how good his character and that portrayal was. He was so good in it. And I feel that he has come a long way from being just a wrestler to, being the actor he is with, playing Drax in the Guardians of the Galaxy films. He's just so awesome. But of course we know him from a few other films too that he's been in besides the Guardians of the Galaxy film. He has been in a couple other great films that I feel that were, decent films that he brought his flavor to. And in particular one that he brought his flavor to was the character in the awesome Man with the Iron Fist film, which I thought was a really awesome bad guy character. He also played another awesome bad guy in another decent movie, and that is in the James Bond film Skyfall, which I thought was really a great film. And I can't get over those two roles. I feel those two roles, I think I've mentioned them before in previous films reviews, but at the same time, I just feel those are like two of his best roles ever that, most people might recognize him from. Because he's had a few other bit parts in other, like, little movies, but I feel those two are his, like, two of his better roles besides playing Drax. And just, he's an all-around awesome, guy and actor, and I really enjoy him, and he was a great part to Blade Runner. To round off the awesome cast of this awesome film is none other than Mr. Jared Leto. Now, Jared Leto, of course, we all recognize from Suicide Squad as the new Joker, but he's been in a lot of great other films, such as the awesome 2013 film Dallas Buyers Club, which he won an Oscar for his portrayal. He was so good in that film. He really deserved that Oscar, and he really was, and is a great actor, and just did such an amazing job in that film. Another great role that I feel that he is so good in and that a lot of people recognize him for is such a great other movie that I can't get enough of. And that film is the awesome film Alexander with the awesome Colin Farrell, which I think he plays such a great role in the film. It's an all-around awesome, biographical war film, and I just thought Jared Leto was really good in it, and I really enjoy watching him in it, too. But all in all, Jared Leto's character in the film is not a huge part, but at the same time, the few frames and the few, scenes he's in, he was so awesome as that character. And he was just really interesting and just did such a great performance with those lenses that he had to wear that, basically made him actually blind for the role. And he just did an amazing job. I really enjoyed it, and I thought he did a good job of that character. And once again, another great new character added to the awesome, Blade Runner universe. And just, he was awesome as this new creator of the new replicants. And he played a bad guy really well, too. I thought it was really awesome. So if you're not familiar with what Blade Runner 2049 is about, so basically this one takes place exactly 30 years after the first film does. So instead of 2019, it's supposed to be 2049, hence why it's called Blade Runner 2049. And Ryan Gosling's character, Kay, is a Blade Runner, and he's looking for, of course, replicants that aren't obeying and that need to be destroyed. And he ends up getting this case where he ends up finding this body of a replicant that showed that it had a baby. And so basically he gets tossed and turned to this giant web of mystery, involving this skeleton he found. And basically he's got to figure out who this person is, what happened to the child, and take care of them. And that's pretty much the premise of the story, about him trying to figure this out and, resolve everything and to try to make sense of everything that's going on. It was a really great done film. It was really amazing. I think it's even better than the first one. It's just an amazing all-around great film. Dennis did a great job with the film. Everyone involved was amazing. The music was superb and just so intense, and it was an amazing film. I can't get over how good it was. And one time that I feel the critics are right about such a great film, and that's with this film. It's just an amazing film, and definitely highly recommend checking it out. Definitely going to add it to my collection, and just, it's all around great film. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out if you can in theaters, because it was really awesome in 3D. I saw it in 3D, actually. So if you get a chance, definitely check it out before you have to wait for it to come out on Blu-ray or 4K or DVD or whatever. But yeah, definitely an awesome film. Giant 10 golden movie boxes up, people. Check it out. Well, that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. And also, thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here and you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss one of these awesome movie reviews or any of the awesome videos that I make. As always, keep your eyes out for any old or newer videos that you might not have seen mine yet. And as always, check out that awesome link down below about the awesome horror pack. Now, the Horror Pack is an awesome subscription service that you can get right to your door of either 4 DVDs or 4 Blu-rays of horror goodness. Now, these also come with limited editions in every box that you can't get anywhere else, only exclusive to the awesome Horror Pack. So, what are you waiting for? Especially if you're a huge horror buff, check it out, people. And also, if you're interested in signing up, let me know down in the comments below. And I'll hook you up with an awesome discount on your first month. That's right, discount, people. Yeah. So go ahead, check that out too. And as always, catch you in the next one.